Joining me now is WTNY radio host Bill Tinsley. Bill, we're up past your bedtime here.
The sun is up. It's past my bedtime, Alex.
Now,
How are
you
you?
had a broadcasting career years ago. You go, then you open the Apollo restaurant. Everybody loves it. You finally retire. Then, what seems like by an act of God, you come back to broadcasting just in time for one of the world's most dire news events. Do you remember ever having to cover anything like this before?
No, really, I don't. And I must tell you, Alex, I was so enjoying that retirement. I really was. And this position became available at the radio station. And here I am in the midst of what is going to be probably one of the biggest things I remember in my professional career. And that's this darn virus thing. And it's not over yet, as you know.
Well, I think one of the hardest things that folks have to do is decipher between the facts and the things we need to know, and then kind of like the politics of it all. And I think that's kind of where local news steps in, like what you're doing over there at the radio station. How do you receive information, and then how do you decide what to share with the public here in the North Country?
Well, we have numerous sources that the information comes in from, Alex, as you know, being in the business. And it is difficult sometimes to sort through it. A lot of it's murky. A lot of it is difficult to verify and confirm. Thankfully, we have a news director on staff who does a lot of that legwork for the other stations. And you just have to sort through separate the wheat from the chaff, and hopefully it comes out right. But there is a lot of misinformation out there, and that can be dangerous. Misinformation can be very dangerous. So you don't want to put that out there and end up hurting somebody in the process.
Right. So, what sort of advice would you give to Northern New Yorkers, aside from listening to you every morning? Would you give to them as far as when they're looking at an article or listening to a station, how to decipher between what is opinion and what is something? Because in this scenario, it could really mean life or death, or it could be healthy or non-healthy information to be consuming.
Well, I would put a lot of stake in those in the medical community. There's a lot of home remedies out there, and a lot of wives' tales, and a lot of home brews. I would first, put a lot of stake in the medical community. They're the ones that are in the front lines. They're seeing the good and the bad and the in between. So listen to them first. Not that they're going to be right all the time, but it's a good place to start. And the source of information you're getting your information from. What is their history? Have they been around a while? Can you trust the reporter, the anchor? Do they have an employment history that's worth hanging their hat on? There's a lot that goes into it. And there's so many sources now. Not only TV, radio, newspaper, but now you have the internet and the hundreds and hundreds of sources on the internet that are feeding information around the clock. It gets to be overwhelming at times. Sometimes you just have to take a step back and go back to what you know that you can trust.
Well, we know that we can trust you, Bill. Thank you so much for keeping us informed every morning. And I look forward to listening to you every day. And we can't thank you enough for everything that you're doing over there at 790. And just stay healthy. And we'll talk to you soon.
Likewise, Alex, and the same to you. Be well.